I think that forward walking is one of the best exercises that we can do, and all of us need to be on a walking program, and we should be tracking our steps. Ideally, we're all getting at least 7,500 steps or more per day, and I tell my clients that's the best long-term health insurance policy that you can get for yourself. But that being said, there is a place for a little bit of backward walking on a regular basis. Whenever I see a senior client in the clinic, one of the first things I talk about is their living situation. And if they are living independently, whether in an apartment or a home, I ask them, well, is your goal to stay living in your home independently? And they're like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to go to a nursing home if I don't have to, is what most of them tell me. So then I'll ask them, well, do you know what the number one reason why seniors oftentimes have to leave their home and go to some sort of nursing home or assisted facility? And the number one reason is because they are not safe at home. And that often involves falling and being unable to get themselves back up or take care of themselves. So working on balance is a non-negotiable. So then what I'll do is I'll assess their balance. So we'll do single leg balance. I might have them rotate their head side to side. I might have them look up. For some of my clients, just bringing their feet together or putting one foot in front of the other one is a challenge enough for their balance. And then I ask all my clients to give me at least 2 minutes a day of balance training. And that could be while they're brushing their teeth, that could be while their coffee is brewing, or just link it to something so that you're working on your balance every single day for at least 2 minutes. But then I tell them, look, in addition to 2 minutes of balance training a day, I want you to start walking backwards daily. And they look at me like, wait, what? Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Ed Deboo, physical therapist from Integrated Physical Therapy in Bellingham, Washington. In this video, we're going to go over 3 huge benefits that seniors can get from doing a little bit of walking backwards on a daily basis. As a physical therapist that sees a lot of senior clients, I have some seniors that run marathons and are triathletes. Then I have some that are more in the middle who are pretty active and don't really worry too much about falling, but they know they're getting a little bit older. And then I have a third subset of people that are really pretty challenged with their walking, and they might need a walker or a cane, or they're really unsteady with their gait. But I'm going to tell you, all 3 of those subsets can benefit from walking backwards. But I'm going to break down backward walking into 3 different areas. So one for the high functioning client, one for the one that's still doing pretty well but might need a little bit of support, and even for someone who needs the use of a walker or has to hold on to somebody to walk. They can also benefit from backward walking. Now it's time for a common sense disclaimer. Obviously when you're walking backwards, you can't see where you're going, so there is inherently more danger in walking backwards. But please, people, be smart about it. If you have vision difficulties, if you have dizziness, if you are losing your balance all the time, please be smart about it and don't try backward walking unless you have a qualified therapist or another healthcare professional with you. That's the disclaimer. The first benefit of walking backwards for seniors is improved balance, coordination, and flexibility. So we've been walking forward since we've been about 1 year old. And so now it's become automated. We don't even really think about it. We can text while we're walking, we can read while we're walking. We don't even really quite think about it. But walking backwards requires a lot more attention and coordination, because now we are stepping backwards as opposed to stepping forward. So the brain's going, wait a minute, this is something a little bit differently, because we've been spending 100% of our time going forward, and now you're going backwards. So what that does is it increases our sense of balance and coordination as we slowly start to walk backwards, and then increase the speed as we get more proficient at it, and of course, stressing safety first. When I'm in the clinic and I'm helping somebody walk backwards and then I have them walk forward, it seems a whole lot easier because they've had to put so much attention and thought into walking backwards. Then walking forward becomes easier and a lot less challenging. The next benefit of walking backwards for seniors is the reduction of knee pain from osteoarthritis. Whenever I see a client that has knee pain from arthritis, I have them start on a basic strengthening exercise program. I'll put a link up here to some basic exercises that you've probably all seen before: straight leg raises, some bridging, things like that help improve the flexibility and strength. But walking backwards tends to work our quadricep muscles a little bit more, which is the front of our thighs. And as our quads get stronger, there is a marked reduction in knee pain. So if we can get our quads stronger, not only by doing regular floor-based exercises and squats and things like that, but adding backward walking, which challenges the quads in a positive way and helps to increase the strength, will also reduce your overall knee pain. Take it from me. I have knee arthritis in my right knee. I dislocated my kneecap in high school, like 40 years ago. So I've been walking backward on a treadmill for 10 minutes for forever. So I've got less pain during functional activities like walking uphill, downhill, hiking, going up and down stairs. And the third reason why walking backwards is effective for seniors is because it keeps your brain sharp. Now we all know about cognitive decline and we'll have to use it or lose it, that type of stuff. And there's no doubt if you look at the literature that doing regular physical exercise is not great only for your body, but also for your brain. But anything that challenges your brain, like if you, example, started eating with your left hand if you were right-handed. Think about when we're walking backwards, we're thinking about step length, we're thinking about balance, we've got spatial awareness going. You definitely don't see anybody texting and walking backwards at the same time because it requires so much cognitive activity. That is just great for the brain because it keeps you sharp. Now, for the individual that's high-level functioning, maybe doesn't even have any knee arthritis, doesn't have any issues with balance, I still recommend walking backwards for them, but they are going to be at a much higher level. The best way to do that is to go to your gym and to get on a treadmill. And what I like to do is increase the incline of the treadmill anywhere from 10 to 15%. Make sure the treadmill has handles and start very slowly, but you're going to start basically walking backwards on a treadmill. And I recommend 10 minutes 2 to 3 times per week. As you get more comfortable, you can let go of the railings and start walking backwards. Without that, you can also increase the speed as well too. And you'd be surprised after 10 minutes of walking uphill backwards how much your quads are going to start burning. Now, most of my clients fall into the category of like, well, you know, I'm pretty steady on my feet, but I do need to be kind of careful with where I'm walking. So there's not a big fear and risk of falling under normal situations. So imagine if you have a long hallway or a wall or somewhere where you can look at your house. There's nothing on the floor, there's no rugs, there's no cords. I know exactly how far I can go. And then what I recommend is putting a hand on the wall, keeping your head straight, and then just very slowly start walking backwards. And you're going to know how far you go because once you get to a certain spot, you're going to know, okay, this is as far as I can go. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to walk backwards again down my hallway. Sometimes if there's a couch available, you can use that as well too. Use the couch, that way you know exactly when to stop walking because when you get to the couch, you turn around and you start walking backwards again. As you start to get more comfortable with that, have your hand close to the couch or your hand close to the wall, but then actually don't touch it. Make sure that you keep your head nice and straight, and then when you get to the end, you know you've reached your limit, you turn around, get your balance, hold your arms up a little bit, and walk backwards again until you get to the end of your couch. I know it might not be the most exciting thing to walk back and forth behind your couch, but safety is paramount. But this way, you can at least walk, and I recommend 5 minutes, maybe 3 times a week of walking backwards. Now, what about for someone who already has trouble walking forward? They are at high risk of falling. Maybe they're using a cane or a walker. How would you really expect them to walk backwards? But I'll show you a way in which you can. Don't look for a second. Even in a situation where someone might have pretty compromised balance and you use a cane or a walker, you can still help them walk backwards to help them improve their balance and coordination. So in this example here, Elizabeth's helping us out, and I'm going to make sure that she holds on to me nice and tight, and then I'm going to hold on to her as well too. Now, if I'm working with a client in the clinic, and if they're pretty unsteady, I'll even go ahead and put a gait belt around them. But in this situation, she's going to be okay. Now, I become her eyes for her, and so then I tell her, when I stop, you stop. And then we're going to go ahead and walk, and she's going to walk backwards, and I'm just going to kind of guide her through here, and then here we are coming down the hallway. And then when we get to the end, we would turn around, and the same thing, she walks backwards, and I walk forward. All right, everyone, I hope I've convinced you about the benefits of adding a little bit of backward walking into your routine. Obviously, please use the common sense filter and be smart and safe. I don't want anybody falling while they're trying to work on balance by walking backwards. If you have any questions or if you've already been walking backwards, leave it down below in the comments and let me know. All right, take care, and I'll see you at the next video.